Hello everyone, welcome to another Fight of the Night review. This is the one that took place last night at the Moody Center in Austin, Texas, and it was a prelim fight about halfway through it, so quite early in the card. It was between Rodolfo Bellato and Ihor Protieria. I have no clue if I'm saying it right, I'm probably not. But we have, we've got a fight to go through, so let's go through it as quickly as I can with my notes that I always take. So, excited to do this one. We start, as always, with around 1 to 2. Start with some good feints. They do this for, like, the first 30 seconds of the fight. The two start with some feints and throw a few things here and there. Bellato is the first one to throw anything of significance with a leg kick. Doesn't quite land it, but he does land a nice right early on. And he walks Ihor down, but he eats a body kick from him. Bellato goes for a waist look, but Ihor gets the underhooks and escapes from the takedown. He lands a leg kick and a few more punches, rolling with Bellato's shot and sticking him with a straight left several times. This sort of becomes his main story throughout this fight. He lands some fast boxing as well, throwing a right hand and left high kick and going to the legs as well before Bellato lands a couple of shots himself. Bellato eats more leg kicks but lands a nice right and using it as a counter more as he keeps walking Ihor down, even clinching him against the cage again. Bellato lands an accidental knee to Thor's groin though, and Ihor, it's very difficult to say, and he takes a break for about a minute and a half, but they do touch gloves again before getting to back into the fighting, and I like that Ihor didn't really hold that against him because he probably knew it was accidental, so yeah, much respect to him for that. Ihor does land another left, Bellato lands a nice high knee, and Ihor does a weird upwards elbow to try and bitch slap Bellato, who basically just goes, and after that he lands more lefts before Bellato pushes him to the cage again with another clinch. The two throw legs in the clinch, but Bellato lands a good knee on the clinch break before getting a tight clinch, landing an elbow, but Ihor swings some hooks and uppercuts, and the two trade elbows, knees, and punches all sorts for a really action-packed final stretch of the round, and Bellato goes for another flying knee and a knee to the body in the clinch before the round ends. So, very close round, I think. If you're just looking at the end of it, I think Bellato won it, but I think overall Ihor does take round 1 for me. His striking was just it was just a lot more crisp and cleaner. He was landing a lot more, obviously. He was throwing leg kicks nicely, and he didn't seem that bothered even after from the groin shot either. So yeah, he really stuck to his guns. That left was there for him all day. Bellato was really good too. His clinches were quite good. He did land some good stuff in there, and when he was actually able to open up near the end of the round, he was landing some big shots. It was his power versus Ihor's speed and timing. But all in all, I do think Ihor did do enough to round 1, although it's a very close round and a pretty fun one as well. We then get to round 2, and Ihor immediately opens up with great boxing combos, landing a lot of quick shots, but Bellato lands a knee and a punch to keep Ihor against the cage, getting a clinch against him as the two start to trade big shots, throwing all sorts of punches, landing good elbows, Bellato especially, and as they break, Ihor knocks Bellato down with a punch. Bellato goes for a takedown, but Ihor counters it and gets into the full guard, landing huge punches from the top before Bellato pulls him into the guard to try and get some rest. Ihor does eventually start landing more punches from the top, but Bellato tries to tie the wrists up and to hold position as well, only for Ihor to again break away from that and start landing shots, even going for side control. He moves for a sprawl as well and tries to get a submission, possibly by guillotine, but Bellato gets up and goes for another takedown against the cage, but they're in another firefight pretty much immediately after that. The two stand and swing so many punches at each other, hooks, uppercuts, elbows, all sorts, before Bellato grabs Ihor's leg, holding him to the cage, and just about getting a takedown, he instantly goes into half guard as well. He starts landing punches and elbows from the top, but Ihor does throw some shots of his own, and even goes for a submission, possibly a rear naked choke or a Kimura or something, before Bellato counters that to get them out, rapidly raining punches down. Ihor tries to defend and even goes for, sort of gives up his back, but eventually rolls back to the normal mount, but the pressure becomes too much, and Bellato keeps raining down the punches, and the referee starts the fight, giving Bellato the win via TKO at 4 minutes 17 seconds of round 2. So let's talk about it. So all in all, I thought this was honestly quite a good fight, and it could probably be on my end of year list. I mean, we're in December now, so it probably should be on there, and I've still got to probably rearrange stuff, but I got most of it sorted out in my head, but that's something I should probably work on later. But the point is, this fight was really good. I thought the first round was really close, even though I do give it to Ihor. I don't think it was definitively gone either way. I think Ihor did just enough, and it was a very good first round, very clean, very technical, and very exciting as well. Second round, all in with the action, all mental stuff, so many swings back and forth. The crowd was super invested, which I find impressive considering how early in the card it was. The crowd were just so invested into it as well. I love how they reacted to it. Just really good stuff, really good fight. Possible top 10 contender for me. Really enjoyed it. No complaints with the finish either. It was a matter of time sort of thing, but I think the referee for this match did a really good job as well. He was very professional. He's one of my favourite wrestlers in the biz, and I can't remember his bloody name. But he did a really good job, and this was a really good fight, so I recommend checking it out for yourself. that'll about do it for now. That's what's next from me, quite possibly Music of the Week on Thursday, and then maybe a reaction on Friday, and then Deck the Brawls on Friday night. At least that's the plan going ahead, but we'll see what happens, and I'll see you all as for those things. As always, thank you for watching, you're awesome.